What's good, folks? Once again, this is SilentMode, maker, artist, and LEGO enthusiast. Hello to Hoarder, hello to Alexandria in the chat. I guess as soon as you heard there were balls involved, you just had to be here. But balls are involved indeed. I have a 4-pack of ZURU Maz's Retro Collection Series 2. Never Too Old actually put me onto these because of a particular model in this series. I bet you can't guess which one. And I've been sitting on this for quite a while, but I'm finally gonna start building some of them. So yes, hope you guys are doing all right. And again, I want to say thank you to those who took part and joined in on the brick crawl yesterday, especially those who came to see my show. Now, I'm in two minds about actually saying this because it doesn't really matter in the end, but a fun fact, on both occasions, on both the New Year's Eve and the St. Patrick's Day brick crawls, my live stream got the fewest viewers according to the playlist, but that doesn't really matter because I had quite a bit of interaction. And you know what, somebody has to be in last place, somebody has to take the L, and that's okay. Just looking at this is a really nice box actually. It's got very shiny material on it. I think this is worth preserving, so I just got to think of how I'm going to open this without damaging it too much. I'm pretty sure there's a way of doing it. But it's good to hear that you're good, Alexandria. You must have been, I don't know how much sleep you get. You must have only got maybe half an hour of sleep or something. You work too hard sometimes, but I'm glad you enjoyed my stream. If one person enjoys my stream, you know, if one person likes what I do, then you know what, that should be enough. Alright, I think I can open the box like this, although it's not easy. I just have to figure out how to get my fingers underneath here. Yeah, so this is the first time in quite a while that I'm actually going to be building something in a stream. I guess that couldn't be helped, tearing the box like that. There you go. All right, I haven't yet removed the loose foil from the shamrocks, but they seem to be all right at the moment. They're very, let's just say, textured. How's it going, Tristan? Good to see you tonight. I know you missed my stream yesterday, but it's all good. I do try and keep a sense of humor with the, well, in particular with these sets. I figure, why not? Somebody else is probably going to make these jokes, so it may as well be me. And yes, Owen. People were asking about you yesterday, Owen, but I hope you're doing alright as well. It's good to see you guys are here to see me release these balls. They have been in hiding for quite some time. And it looks as if there isn't really a way of me freeing them without damaging the box. Oh well. Anyway, I'm doing alright, thanks. I've been my usual hard-working self, stuck between the day job, which I'm always appreciative of having, and this project I've been working on. No, it's all good, Owen. People were just asking about your whereabouts. How's it going, Kirk-Kim? Thanks for stopping by. Again, I appreciate everybody's support. But I hope you're doing alright as well. Okay, so in this series we have a camera. We have a, we could call it a Walkman, but it's a portable cassette player. We have a gaming system which somewhat looks like a Nintendo Game Boy, and we have a guitar with an amplifier. Which one of these should I start with? Hey, you focus on the driving, okay? But I appreciate you being here. Oh yeah, Owen has Owen's been suffering from an infection. But yeah, certainly hope everything turns out right for you as well. It's no fun being ill. It's no fun being even tired, we'll say. I'm gonna start with, unless I start screaming, Kirkin. I'm gonna start with probably the least interesting one for me, which is the guitar and the amplifier. So let's give this a shot. Be careful playing with these, folks. Alright. This is always the more difficult bit, getting this plastic wrap open. And then from here, as Indiana Jones once said, all I have to do is squeeze. There we go. Alright. Oh, a separate bag for the string. Oh, I remember this from, can't remember which model it was, but I had to thread the string into the studs. Didn't bother in the end. There was a similar thing here. I don't think there are any stickers. No, it doesn't look like there are any stickers here, which is cool. So let's get right into it. Whoops. Now, would you believe I didn't actually have any Guinness in the... Well, I did have Guinness in the fridge. I didn't have the Guinness in the end. I just didn't feel really compelled to have anything to drink yesterday. I was thinking I may have it tonight, but even now I'm not really feeling that way. Owen suggests I'm obsessed with balls. Well, you're here looking at them, Owen. Yes, as are the rest of you. But you know, somebody in this hobby's got to have balls. Alright, so we've got a combination of Technic pieces and system parts. Let me put the camera a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm representing the demographic with balls, because there aren't too many of those anymore. And I will say no more. Okay. Oh, got these rather unusual pieces here. I don't know if these exist in Lego. Maybe they do. I haven't seen them for quite some time though. Okay, Tristan, you say you have no pieces to build with. I guess everything's gone into your big projects for your next event. I'm pretty sure you do actually have pieces, you just don't have the pieces you're after. Alright, so this goes like this. Yeah, that's always a difficult situation to be in when you don't have enough parts to build with. And I'm going to guess right now that you don't have the means to buy any more of those parts at the moment. yeah, green plates. And I'm going to assume that you're sticking with Lego parts, genuine Lego parts. Alright, I actually don't know how many of these things I'm going to build tonight. I'm probably going to take things up to the hour as I usually do, so at this rate I will probably end up building 2. Oh, that's got to watch out though, Tristan, if you are supposedly starting a job on April the 1st. That would be a rather cruel joke to play on somebody, but it could happen. But I certainly hope that you get the job. So fingers crossed. But yeah, folks, keep your eyes peeled for all kinds of shenanigans on April the 1st. Let's see. That is a shame about your channel, Owen. I mean, obviously health comes first, but I also know how much of an investment you put into it. So I would always say, for the time being, just take a break. I certainly hope that you go back to making videos and things, but definitely look after yourself first and foremost. Okay, I think we're building a guitar stand at the moment. It seems that's what we're building. I'm not entirely sure. I have to be absolutely honest though, I feel a similar way about a lot of the projects I undertake. The idea of putting so much work into things and it not paying off, it's a very scary thing. And sometimes that will be the case, but it is important, I think, that we at least give these things a shot. How's it going, One Brick? Glad you could make it. And it was great. Again, I want to reiterate, it was great to see you as part of the brick crawl yesterday. Okay. Well, at least Owen, you're having some medication, and it's, you know, they suggest that it's going to work. But I definitely hope it works out. So that's something. Yeah, it looks like we're building a guitar stand at the moment. And it's a very interesting setup at the moment using Technic pieces. Yeah, definitely above everything else, you've got to look after your health. So that's the guitar stand. Pretty neat. You could also probably use something like this for a picture frame or something like that. If you have one of those small canvases, or maybe even a business card, you could use it for that. Alright, next it looks as if we're going to be building the guitar itself. So as far as the parts that I ordered from Wobrick, apparently they're in the country finally, and I had half expected them to arrive today, but they arrived at the one of the delivery offices, so it's probably going to arrive tomorrow. And yeah, while it was disappointing not to get the parts on time, I think things worked out better actually, that I didn't have the parts to make the proposed model. I certainly think that the alternative was, well, the alternative worked out better in the end. All right, let's see. Oh dear. Fingers crossed for that as well, Tristan. And I gotta say, not that I have to say anything too much about it, but I am thankful that I'm not working with cancerous people myself. I'm not going to say which company it was, except that it was a bank, and well, they have a flame as a symbol, as their logo. I'm not going to say anything more about that though, but they were particularly cancerous. But yeah, nothing to do with them anymore. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, I gotta switch business bank accounts. You don't have to know about that. Okay, that goes there. Certainly hope it's a relatively painless experience. Okay, Tristan knows who I'm talking about. Okay, all right, let's see. Alright, so some other news. I got my ticket to go to an event called Makers Central in May. And I had plans last year of going as a, as one of these featured content creators, but obviously things haven't panned out too well, so those plans are on hold at the moment. I just thought it was, I thought it would be a good idea to go anyway, because, well, I mean, just for the heck of meeting people and seeing what's going on and perhaps discovering new things. And then of course there's always next year. Things could work out this year, and then by this time next year I could possibly have things to show off, could have a bigger presence and everything. But it taught me that, you know what, there's no shame in just being a guest sometimes. Exactly, who knows what might happen. There usually are some high profile YouTubers. I don't know if anybody has heard of those people. Jimmy DeResta has been there a few times. Probably the YouTuber I like the most out of the collection. There's a very big one named Colin Furs. He's an inventor out of the UK. How's it going, Roman? There's a few other ones as well. This is more to do with the maker space, people who make things. Thank you, Romy. Okay, I think it goes like that. Yeah. Alright, so that's the base of the guitar. Nice combination of curves and some snot pieces. Fairly sturdy shape. And now I guess we're building the detail on the guitar. Excuse me. I just almost forgot IQ Workshop. He's popped in here a couple of times. He's going to be there as well. He's a featured content creator, and you know, he's certainly putting in the work. Maybe going to bump into him as well. I don't know yet if any of the 3D printing companies are going to be there, because 3D printing has been accepted as a maker hobby. It's become more of a what they call STEAM event. So science, technology, engineering, arts, and I forgot what the M is. Maths, I think. So before it was mostly woodworking, metalworking, more on the craft side of things, but even Lego has been incorporated into it as well. Okay, did I make a mistake here? No, I don't. No, I did. Okay. This goes one up. But yes, anyway, it's something to look forward to, and I get to go to Birmingham again. I believe it is going to be my first time out of London since moving to this new spot. So I'm a little bit concerned about how easy it's going to be to travel, but it's going to be good to get back into things again. Let's put that down. Right. Okay. So this goes here. This goes here. Let me put this thing here. That's what it looks like so far. Ah, but there's more. It's not bad given the parts being used. Yeah, why not? They could actually. Um, there probably does exist some kind of doll or toy that these would fit. I have no idea, but yeah, this could. I mean, this could be good practice for building things. You're welcome, Kirkim. I'm not sure if I've ever screamed on a live stream, to be absolutely honest, but glad it helped you on your way home. So that's the guitar. That's how the strings are attached to the bass, and that's pretty good. And then of course you can sit the guitar on the stand like so. It fits rather nicely. Did I try screaming? I actually don't remember that, but probably. I don't think it would be a good thing to scream though. I'm not a natural screamer. And last but not least, we're building the amplifier with a whole bunch of these snot bricks. Alright. Yeah, I think we'll have time for just one more of these builds. I guess I'm deliberately saving the best for last. So that's probably going to be another time. I've got to build 3 of these, I think. Okay. 3 sets of 2. So yeah, in terms of builds, I'm not even sure I should say anything about builds right now, but obviously there is the well, there's quite a few things I've got to complete. There's Pallet Town I've still got to design, and I think I've got an idea as to how I can complete it. There's obviously the project commissioned by Tristan, which is the micro scale town. There is the big rebuild, which I'm doing some research for. What else is there? There's something that I'm thinking about doing, which is bringing back an old series that I did. That's for later in the year though. What else is there? There is something else that's going to be related to something completely different though. So there are plans on actually building things, but it's all up in the air at the moment. My main focus is on one particular project right now, and of course making sure that I stay hired. Right, you go have dinner, Kim, and thank you for stopping by once again. Always appreciated. Yes, I have the excuse me, I have the lamp. I actually have 3 copies of the lamp because it's such a good set. I have, that's the only one I've kept from that series though. I've actually sold the other ones. Most of these I build and then I sell. Partly why I don't add the stickers most of the time. But yeah, the main thing is I actually got to build some, or design and build something this year. Last year was a complete bust, as you're well aware, so I've got to do something this year. Whoops. I'm still in 2 minds about whether or not to build or rather 3D prints, an even larger version of the F1 car that I showed yesterday. I think that would be something okay to show off at Maker Central, but then it's got to be big enough for it to be noticeable, but small enough to carry. Alright, that's the amplifier, and I am not going to bother with trying to put this string into these things, because that's a nightmare. So I'm going to call this one done. That's the amplifier, and along with this guitar, I think this is a pretty decent set. And I'm pretty sure that if you wanted to, you could make several copies of these guitars in different colors, perhaps. Have I ever tried building a micro scale set? What do you mean by micro scale? Do you mean a small set using small pieces, or using the smaller bricks, the 6mm ones? Because I've done both. I've built a mini so set before, which uses 6mm bricks, and because of how much room I don't have, I tend to build small things. I've actually tried to get hold of some small micro scale bricks, as you say, but I don't really think they sell them on AliExpress, unfortunately. I don't know where to get them in bulk, but that would be nice to do, I think. Alright, so we got a choice, either the camera or the personal cassette player. Which one should I go for? Okay, you guys are going to leave me with my balls in my hand, aren't you? Okay, the camera. Alright. Yeah, if I had to choose, I would have gone for the camera. Cool. It looks as if it's 3-to-1 on the camera anyway. I'm particularly intrigued by the the Walkman, because it has a separate cassette, and I wonder if it's going to fit as an actual cassette. Oh look, we have stickers. Here you go, Alexandria. Okay, at least they're translucent stickers though. I'm just wondering, didn't I build a camera before as one of these sets? Anyway, I guess I guess stickers are necessary sometimes. Excuse me. Got a big wheel as well, and I suppose for anyone who has ended up with a massive collection of these wheels, otherwise useless, this may give you an example of what you can do with them. Okay. So you've essentially built our own snot brick using these brackets. I'm surprised that Lego hasn't made than an actual part, but that's okay. Hey, that's nice. If you found them for that price, that's not bad at all. Yeah, I have to admit, I actually missed the actual live stream of. So I actually missed Candy's live stream on the brick crawl because I was sleeping at the time. I really needed some sleep, but it came up in my feed, and I know that apologies, I should call you One Brick. I know that One Brick wanted to be part of it, and so I was glad that she was able to. But don't worry about that. The first one is always going to be the most difficult, and you'll get used to it. Yes, I remember seeing that hat. It's a pretty cool hat, actually. I don't know if I'd wear it myself, but it's a pretty cool hat. Most important of all, it's good to see him back doing live streams. He seems to be really enjoying his new place, as I would. But yeah, it was great seeing so many people show up for the brick crawl. Alright, so obviously we're building the camera at the moment. Doesn't tell us which way the studs are facing for this. I'm going to guess it's facing this way. And if it isn't, we can... Oh, this way. And if it isn't, then we can always change it. Welcome back, Hoarder. Okay. Oh. Nope, it should be alright. He says, fine, famous last words. No, it's okay. It's a little bit flimsy, but we can manage. Okay. Right, go. Really? That goes there. Okay, that's rather cheeky, if that's the way. Why are you going to report yourself to Lego, Owen? What have you done? That's... Look at that gap there. That's not particularly pleasant. For being too beautiful. Okay. I'm not sure if that would be a problem. As a matter of fact, they may fast track you to ambassador status. Okay, I'll move the camera up here because I think I'm always wary of whether people can see what I'm doing. I do like these pieces. These are double-sided round plates. I think they're pretty interesting. And you'll notice, let me just do this first. You'll notice the, excuse me, you'll notice that these are thinner than plates. So Roaming says girls are beautiful and guys are stunning. Well, I would like to say that I agree with you on the first part. I would certainly admit that a guy is handsome, but I wouldn't go any further than that. Let's be absolutely honest though. Not everybody is beautiful. I mean, beautiful in their own rights, of course, but well, I guess it depends on what your definition of, well, not your definition of beautiful, but in what sense you are referring to people as beautiful. And I will say no more. Yeah, I have to be absolutely honest though. There was a thought I had last night that maybe I should just restart my channel completely because of the suggestion that my channel may not be getting as much promotion as it could. I have no idea what the problem could be, and I'm just thinking that maybe getting to where I am was a fluke. But then again, I think I'd be foolish to throw everything away. Because even now I suspect that there are some people who would like to be in my position in terms of numbers of subscribers and all that stuff. But no, I'm not going to do anything that rash. Okay, where are we now? Gonna guess we put this in here. No? Oh, this actually sticks out. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Alright, so that goes here. My goodness. How does somebody come up with this building technique? Okay. Then we have these hinges. And they sit here. Excuse me. So yeah, Alexandria suggests I should set up another channel, which is actually I do have something in the works in terms of another channel. And that other channel is going to be for something entirely different. But I think it's a good idea because if it's true that okay, yeah, if it's true that the channels have to be hyper focused on a particular subject, then I think it makes sense to have one channel for one kind of stuff and another channel for another kind of stuff. I think that's going to work out, and I think it would be worth creating a completely different Google account for that channel as well, just in case. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you, Hoarder. I've mainly just been working like nobody's business. Yeah, in the hope that things will work out. Be my usual ambitious self, but I'm doing all right, thanks. Well, as soon as everything's set up on this channel, I will let you guys know, and you can check out what I have on that channel, and if it takes your interest, then you can subscribe. Oh, goes like this. Okay. All right, I think that's that. And we got some gray ones. There's one. Okay. Yeah, this is old school. Remember when cameras used to look like this? Whoops. Maybe not with the doors falling off, but you had to put the film in, you had to wind the film, put it on the spool, make sure it was in properly, then close the door. In some cases you had to wind it. All those stories about film cameras, and then developing the film and just hoping that they came out properly. And then all the things about forgetting to use the flash and My goodness. Even more frustrating if they didn't come out if you went abroad. But yeah, I think I actually do think that photography was more interesting back then, because you really had to be careful as to what kind of photos you took, because you had limited shots. And I remember somebody making the argument when digital cameras came out that people just took photos willy-nilly and they didn't do anything with them. I'd say for the most part that's true, to be absolutely honest. Alright, this is looking pretty good actually. Got the old school viewfinder. Oh, gotta make sure you don't see me. Got the old school viewfinder here. Nice and clean parts, as you can see. Well, I don't think you'll be able to see me anyway. Well, these days, from what I've seen, it's AI for everything, which is incredibly lazy, quite frankly, and I don't like it. No face reveal, Owen. Not until I get to that magic number. That's pretty bad, Hoarder. Well, if they gave it to you as a gift, then I suppose it's forgivable, and you can always create your own sticker for the photo. But if they sold it to you, then that's not good. So the magic number is 3K for a face reveal. 2K is too close. But then of course, once and if I reach 3K and you finally get to see what I look like, it's going to go all the way back down to 1,000. Yes, I know, Owen. Okay, this tile here represents the flash, I guess. If you really wanted to take things way back, you had those flash cubes that you would stick on top of the camera. That's a little bit before my time, but I remember seeing something like that. Okay. They didn't give us a whole one, they gave us 2 half pills. That's fine. But yeah, I think this is looking pretty good in the flesh. Even got this bottom bit here for added realism. You could incorporate a tripod mount or something like that. So that's the body of the camera. Then we have this, which I'm guessing is the shutter button. You've got this thing here, I'm not too sure what it is. Whoops. Okay, I think I know what it is. It's what you use to wind the film when you've taken a picture. No? Where does this go then? Okay, it goes there. And then we have that. Yeah, the white. Oh gosh, that's how old this is. There you go. So oops. Now, usually on an actual camera this won't break off, but it's that's a nice feature. If it would be better if it didn't automatically break off. And then this bit here, I can't remember what that is, but it doesn't matter really. And then obviously this bit is for the lens. Yeah, it really should, but then it's using the pan for the base of the winder, so there's not much that could be done for it. And then finally the glass for the lens, which sits in here. Alright, so if you did decide to use the sticker, you have one that goes here, which is this dial. And you got some stickers for the film, which you would find in here. And that is pretty cool. Alright, so that is both the camera and the guitar from the Retro Series 2. We have just hit 9 PM, so I'm going to end the live stream here. And as usual, I'm going to say thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. And yeah, these are pretty good sets at the moment, but in my opinion, the best is yet to come. We still have the personal cassette player and the one that caught my eye, this bad boy right here. So those are going to be for another time. But until next time, this has been SilentMode, maker, artist, and Lego enthusiast. As always, encouraging you all to do your thing.